What is up, my cranky crew? It's either for CrankGameplays, and another year has come and gone. 2018, boy oh boy, what a year it's been. Bad? Good? See, I don't like saying that 2018 was an awful year because there was a lot of good shit that happened in 2018. 2018 had a lot of cool stuff that happened to me. There was a lot of good stuff, but also, oh boy, there was a lot of bad stuff. 2018 was probably the hardest year I've ever had, especially mentally. It was just, oh boy, not great. And I've already talked about a lot of this stuff in the Road to 1 Million video that I made, but I wanted to make like a wrap up of the year kind of video kind of thing. I just wanted to make a video where I talked about more of like what my goals are for 2019 and maybe some things that I would have liked to see change in 2018 or whatever. Also, I got a cool new jacket. My friend Zoe got me this for Christmas and I really like it. It's got cool stuff on the back and I enjoy it a lot. Anyway, not important. It's a little important. I think it's important. 2018, sort of now looking back, seemed like it went by quickly. I can remember the very beginning of 2018. But holy shit, this year just dragged and dragged and dragged. I think the easiest way to realize that 2018 was the longest year in history was that somebody touching my spaghetti was 2018. What? Excuse me? You got into Knuckles? 2018? If you measure it in memes, this year was long. Really, really long. There was a lot of cool stuff that happened in 2018. I made a bunch of videos that I was really proud of. I started doing a little bit more vlogging, which was really fun. I branched out a little bit and I did the April Goofs video. I tried a bunch of new stuff in that. I did a bunch more like reading or comment style things this year. I met a ton of you guys this year at various conventions that I went to. I went on tour with my friends. I did my first ever cover on YouTube, kind of in it was really 2017, but it was kind of 2018. I did a lot more music stuff in 2018 with my brother and with my friend Dan. I started streaming more in 2018. I got into a relationship in 2018. I got a dog in 2018. I moved into a really, really great apartment with one of my best friends in the world in 2018. I traveled a bunch. I went back home. I started new series. I lost some people that I loved, and I gained some people that I love. And finally, after 40 years of saying that we'd do it, my brother and I made a Christmas album. 2018 had a lot inside of it. I don't know. The more that I think about it, the more I actually did in 2018. But on the outside, as wonderful as 2018 looked with all the cool stuff that I did and all of the new friends that I made and all of these things that happened, 2018 was by far the most mentally tough year I've ever had. There was so much this year that looking back on it, good in a way, because I learned a lot about myself in 2018 and I learned a lot about how to handle certain situations this year. But there was so much mentally that happened that I had never dealt with before and that I had to tackle head on, while also, I don't know, kind of trying to hide it too. Because as much as I love doing YouTube and as much as I love this community, I don't share a lot of stuff with you guys. There's a lot of stuff that has happened behind the scenes that I don't really talk about. And that's totally okay, because if I don't want to share certain things with you, I don't have to. But this year I had to deal with a lot of that, and I had to deal with like trying to figure out when I should tell you guys certain things, or like if I should tell you guys certain things, or you know, because it's hard every day going and making videos and in the videos seeming super happy when a lot of times in the background things aren't going so well. Back in August, especially when my grandmother passed away, I was having an extremely hard time. And I sort of just got to this breaking point where I decided that I needed to stop making videos for a little bit because I was just way too overwhelmed. And I knew that stuff with my grandmother had been happening for a while. I went back home a couple times during the summer because she wasn't doing well. And there was a lot of stuff like that I didn't want to tell people about because one, it's not, to be honest, really any of your concern, but two, it's just like it didn't feel like the right time to tell people. And so it was just really hard having to deal with that stuff and not being able to talk to people about it, or just I felt like there was a lot of times in 2018 where I had to sort of be fake in a way, because I didn't really want people to know what was going on. I don't think being fake is the right word, because I wasn't being fake. It was just, I was hiding a lot of stuff in 2018, I feel like. It's not like I have like all these big secrets or anything like that. But like, I don't know. I can't put it into words. I think you know what I mean though. But also in 2018, I was very disappointed in myself. I thought that I did a lot of good stuff, and I thought that I made some cool things, and I took on some new opportunities that I had never done before and stuff like that. But overall, I wasn't thrilled with the way that I worked this year. I think I made way too many excuses for myself this year. I made a lot of promises, or I told people that I was going to do certain stuff, and I just never got around to it. And then I would make excuses as far as like why I wasn't doing those things. Like, oh, I didn't have enough time. I like got out of my hands, or blah, 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 blah. And like, or in reality, like I could have done so much more in 2018. And that's really what I want to do in 2019, is I want to take on new opportunities, and I want to actually like stick to my word. I just want to work a lot harder, because I feel like in 2018, with everything going on in my brain, and I just didn't work as hard as I have in the past. And like back before I came out to LA, people would all the time comment on how hard I worked on my channel, and how like to an unhealthy degree sometimes like I would be working so hard on my channel. I would get like only a couple hours of sleep a night and stuff. And not saying that I want to get back to exactly that, because it was not healthy, but I just want to get back to a point where people noticed how hard I was working. That just felt really good for me. I have a really hard time taking compliments, and I don't take compliments well for some reason. Just my brain tends to be like, oh, you don't mean that, or blah, 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 blah. But one of the things that I really loved was when people noticed how hard I was working. That was something that it was really like, hell yeah, I'm doing a good job. And then it made me want to work harder. And in 2018, and now this is not me fishing for compliments. It's not me fishing for people to tell me to work hard. But in 2018, there wasn't really a lot of times when people were like, hey, you're working really hard. And I noticed that, because I wasn't working noticeably hard. I wasn't putting my everything into something. And I want to do that again. I know that I've talked about it a lot this past year, but I felt like the spark that I had was sort of starting to die out. And I want to capture that again. I want to get back into that. And with everything that happened in 2018, I feel like I can do that. I feel like I can, when certain things come at me, I can process them in a certain way, or I can go about things in a certain way because of the things that I learned in 2018, and I can, take something and build off of it and do better. I hope that this is all making sense. I feel like I'm not being as rambly as usual, or maybe I am. I'm not being as repetitive as usual. Hey, step up. Be less repetitive in 2019. But I want to do more cool stuff. I want to branch out a little bit more. Gaming, I feel like, will probably always be a part of my channel, but I want to branch out a little bit more. And I know that I said this last year, but I didn't do it. But I want to do more like cool like sketch stuff and cinematography stuff. I want to get back into doing things like being on podcasts and stuff like that, and working on more stuff with my friends. There's a lot of stuff in the background that I feel like is happening right now, which I can't actually talk about yet. But there's a lot of cool stuff that I hope to show you guys in 2019. And that's what I want to do. I want to work my ass off, and I want to get back to that super motivated state. And I want people to notice it again. I want people to see that side of me again, that side of like me being super determined, and me working hard, and me making cool stuff, because I feel like that part of me was a little bit lost in 2018. And I really, really, really want to make 2019 my year. I really, really do. And I know that everyone says that every year, so I mean, I guess I'm no different from anybody else, but I just want to work really hard this year. And I'm really ready to do it. I'm ready to get off my ass and stop being lazy, and actually be determined and be motivated about stuff. Even though a new year basically means nothing, it is, I feel like, to everyone almost a clean slate, because everything resets, and it's like, okay, it's a new year. It's another chance to do something new, or to fix things, or do whatever. And it's really refreshing having that clean slate. And so I'm excited to dirty it up in the right way. I'm excited to throw a bunch of stuff at that slate, and I'm excited to, just try new things and work really hard. I'm excited to work hard again. So let me know down below what your resolutions or goals are for 2019. Let me know what some of your favorite parts of 2018 were. And, you know, as I've said, 2018 was a really hard year, and a lot of stuff happened for me, good and bad. But I do really want to say thank you guys so much for sticking around for as long as you have, for sticking around this year and sticking around in years in the past. I know that this year I feel like I've been slacking a lot on my channel, and things haven't been as good as they should be. And I know that I can do a lot better, and I'm really excited to do a lot better. And I know that that basically means nothing, because actions speak louder than words. Words are basically useless unless you actually do something. But I am determined to do something, and I want to make you guys really proud this year. If you want to stick around and see what happens in 2019 and see what I do and what I give to you guys, then stick around. If you don't, that's totally fine. But I'm so excited for this new year. I'm really excited to I don't know, just grab it by the horns, you know? Oh boy. Anyway, I'm going to end this one here. Thank you guys again for sticking around, and I can't wait for this next year to see what to see what we do. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to slap that like button right in the face, and I will see you guys in the next video, and I will see you guys in 2019. Bye.